Hey everyone, it's Tanya here and welcome back to my channel. Today I have an interesting video that I thought of that I don't think I've ever seen talked about before on the internet or done, if that makes sense. I feel like everybody that's on social media, whether you like to create content or you're just a person that likes to scroll through social media, you know, knows what Facetune is. I have a very bittersweet relationship with Facetune. I think it's a beautiful app that you can retouch photos. You know, not everybody's a professional photographer that has all this access to professional Photoshop and stuff to make your photos look great. So that's why I love Facetune. Facetune, you can take amateur photographers, amateur people in general, and have them have the ability to take photos and turn them great. However, not many people use it for that anymore, and that's kind of the sad thing and kind of the point of today's video. I feel like not a lot of people are honest about this. I feel like not a lot of people want to talk about this because social media is where you put out your best life. Human beings strive for affection from other human beings, whether that's in the form of love, whether that's in the form of likes or comments. We love attention. That is just in our genetics as human beings. We seek relationships with other people. We don't want to be alone. So getting into the topic more of today's video is kind of just Facetune and the brutal honesty of social media and just photos in general. We are growing up in a day and age where social media has become almost fake. Now, this is not what everybody does. I'm sure there are people out there that don't edit their photos at all. But for me, it became this thing where I didn't like who I was. So I started to change how I looked like in my photos to what I thought people wanted me to look like or what I thought people would like me for. So then I edited my photos that way. And then what happens when you do that is it gets into sort of a vicious cycle because you edit a photo because you think that's what people want. You get a lot of likes in the photo, so then that confirms that that's what people want. And then you think that with every other photo you post, you have to fit that image that you started. And it gets into a vicious cycle, and that was kind of my issue. Like over a year ago, I felt, if you look at my Instagram photos, I archived a bunch of my photos from a year ago because that wasn't me. Like I Facetune my photos. I'm gonna show you guys photos. I'm gonna show you the before photos, unedited, and the after, and I'm gonna tell you how much I changed myself. Everybody thinks I look so different now, but I kind of look basically the same. And then when I stopped editing my photos that intensely, people are like, she changed. But little did they know that was how I really looked all along. I was in a really dark place a year ago. Bad breakup, sad in general, don't know what to do with my life. You know, like a crisis of an 18-year-old. Like what is in store for my future. I didn't really like myself. And that's something I've struggled my whole life. Body image issues, everything with body dysmorphia. When I was in 11th grade, I had a bad relationship with food, and I went to Facetune as my escape. And you guys will see, it's totally fine to retouch your photos, to smooth out your skin a little bit because you want them to look professional. What I think of is like my Instagram profile as kind of like a photo album that I want to remember, or I think of it almost like a portfolio. I want the photos to look the best they can, but the problem is that when you start to use apps like Facetune, where not just to touch up a photo to make it look a bit nicer, when you start to change yourself and you change completely how you look because you don't love yourself, that's when it starts to become an issue. And that's when it really started to mess with my own head. Facetune is this bittersweet relationship that I have with it. A year ago, I was kind of at a dark point in my life. I didn't like how I looked. I felt unattractive, so I tried to make myself attractive. Not to society's beauty standards, but to what I wanted people to think I looked like. I'm just gonna talk about some of these photos and show you the before and after. I don't think anybody's ever done this on the internet, showing you the before and after and what photoshopping has done to someone's mental state. I love you guys, and I know a lot of my audience is under 18, and I just want you guys to know that social media, a lot of it isn't real, and people put out on the internet what other people want. They want people to think they're happier than they actually are, because everybody wants to put out their best life and have people think that they are living greatest life possible. That's just not the case for everyone. So I have 3 full bodies and 3 selfies that I took that I could find. Some of them are ones that I actually posted. Not all of these I ever posted on social media. This is just what I would do in my downtime. I would Facetune my photos of how I'd want to look like, which is honestly even sadder. That I would do it alone in my room at night being like, I wish I looked like that. And it's sadder when you do it to yourself too, because you know you don't look like that. That's just a whole other thing. everything. So this is a photo I took in my basement after I just like did a beat face. I was still kind of not the biggest lipstick person, but I kind of wanted to learn how to do more lipstick, so my lipstick was very all over the place, my eyebrows were way too thick, and looking back at it now, it's actually a pretty good photo. Like, my skin looks fine. Right now, I think I look fine. Like, I'm not in that bad state of mind anymore. I remember looking at this photo and I was like, wow, I'm ugly. So this is what I did to it. I made my hands smaller because I have kind of big hands. Not my wrists in general, but like my wrist bone is pretty thick. So I remember I made my hands smaller. I thinned out my eyebrows. I was very insecure, like I'm not even gonna lie, and I resorted to Photoshop to fix those insecurities so I could post it online to feel better about myself. I made my cheeks slimmer so my face looked thin. That's stuff I would do now. I would make my lipstick look less sloppy. I would fix my eyelashes because one of them was kind of wonky. The fact that I literally changed my entire facial structure, like, it's insane. This muscle right here, it's literally muscle. And I made it slimmer, which is honestly kind of sad that I thought I had to do that to myself. I smoothed out, I used double smoother on Facetune. Like, oh, I used that, girl, like, it's insane. Last year during Christmas, you know, it's a cute selfie. Like, it's very cute actually, but I didn't think so. And really only up until January this year, the past 6 months of my life, the beginning of 2019, I really kind of got myself together and really evaluated my life and what I care about, who I think I am as a person and stuff. And that's kind of when I got my shit together, if that makes sense, with loving myself, loving what I do, working hard, etc. But unfortunately, I thought I had to do this to my photos. And the sad thing is the other one I didn't post on social media. I don't think I did, at least. But this I did. I made my traps thinner, I made my body thinner in general, and I made my nose so thin, I made my cheeks so thin, my jaw so thin, and my mouth looks weird. I smoothed over everything. I made my eyes so bright, even though my eyes are pretty bright, but like that they're not that bright, okay? I'm not like that bright. And I smoothed so hard, and this was a nice photo, and I think I ruined it. Looking back now, I butchered myself. Like, that does not look like me. This was like the epitome of everything. It was mid-December, and I truly didn't like myself, and this photo I posted, the edited photo I posted on my Instagram, and I deleted it an hour later because I was so embarrassed. And I sat down with myself and I'm like, did I really just post that and edit myself that so much? And I deleted it and I was so embarrassed. And I swore after that to like never ever like edit my photos that insanely. Like, I cannot change how I look like because that's not how I look like in real life. Like, you know? So this is a before. Oh, I'm cringing. And this is the after. I literally look like a doll. Do you guys see what I did to my nose, my cheekbones, my lips? I smoothed it so much. I made my nose so tiny, like it doesn't look like I can breathe. And it's insane. I made my trap smaller. I made my freaking cheeks smaller, my face thinner. Like, that's not me. Like, I don't know why I did that to myself, man. It's such a shame because this was a beautiful photo too. And that just shows you the mindset of this is what I thought I needed to look like to be beautiful, and the fact that I didn't, I was ugly, I wasn't worth anything, and that's just a really sad mentality to have in life. And I'm glad I got out of that funk. Now I want to go into full body pictures, which is kind of a sensitive area for some people because the body is what people tend to really focus on, whether or not a girl is a sexy body or if she's overweight or something. Like, you know, like people are so obsessed with what body types people have and just stuff like that. So I remember I put my phone down on a chair to take self-timer photos in my backyard, and I really liked my Fashion Nova pants and this New York University crop top, and so I wanted to take some Instagram photos. And if you look up close, my body looks pretty good. Like, I have hip dips, I'm proud of them. I have an okay waist. My calves are a little bit big, but that's always been my life. Like, I have my dad's calves, I have my dad's forearms, my dad's arms, my dad's wrist, my dad's bone structure, but like my face is more like my mom's. I look good in this photo. I think my body just looks like an average body. But this one is one of the most insanely f***ed up things I ever did to myself. Literally look. Like that I don't look human. Like, do you see what I did to my face? Like, I literally made myself lose 50 pounds. I took all the fat off the top of my thigh. I basically gave myself a BBL. I sucked it from my waist, I put it into my hip dips so my body looked like that. But that's not how my body looks like. It literally looks like a different person. And I made my face so tiny it didn't even look human. Like, it's absolutely insane what I thought I had to look like. Blows my mind to this day. Like, I would never edit my photos that intensely. This is another one. This was a side photo I wanted to take. I'm insecure about my arms because I do have bigger arms. Like, so many girls growing up had thin arms. Now I always had bigger arms, so I was very insecure about that. Now I'm kind of like, meh, whatever, like, that's my arms. But in this photo, you can really see what parts of my body I was insecure about. I have a big butt naturally, so my thighs obviously are bigger because that's how my body shape is. So I thought I had to make my legs so thin for some reason, make my arms so thin. So now look at the after. That's not me. This, I didn't post my profile. I actually don't know if I posted these. And that's the thing, man. Like, if I posted this, like, that's embarrassing. And that's not something I want to promote, especially like as, like, I'm an adult. Like, I should not be promoting that to a younger audience. But I was so messed up in my head. But now I'm good. But like, holy shit, that's an insane difference. So the last comparison I'm gonna make is a bikini photo that I took in my backyard, okay? This was the most liked photo on my Instagram. For the longest time, it is now in my archive because that's not how my body looks. That's not how it looked at the time, and I didn't want to promote that to my followers. So this was a photo I took in my bikini, and this is what I edited myself to be. Yeah, that's horrible. I literally made my thighs so thin, my waist so thin, my arms so thin, my face so thin. It is physically impossible for my body to look like that. I do not have that type of bone structure. My weight distribution is not like that at all. Like, I couldn't even look like that if I wanted to, and that is the sad reality. You only have one body in this life, and you need to take care of it. You need to love it. You need to take care of the body you have and love it to the fullest, because you only get one. No matter how hard I try, I can't look like J-Lo because I'm not J-Lo. I'm Tanya, and I can only look like myself. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to share the dangers of photoshopping yourself to change yourself as a person. If you are using Facetune and you are using it to professionally touch your photos, smooth a little, brighten your eyes a little, okay. But when you start to change your entire body shape, how you look like as a person, that is not healthy, that is not okay with your mental state. Like, you shouldn't do that to yourself. And if that affects you, and if seeing people on social media affects you, you need to take a break, you need to get off social media, think of who you are as a person, what you value in life, and really just try to do things that make you love yourself, man. My platform, I wanted to send a positive message to anyone watching this, any little boys, any little girls, any people my age, anyone in their 30s or 40s or 50s, that you need to love yourself because life is too short to waste time on thinking about how you're not perfect or pretty or thin enough. If you guys want a video on how I edit my photos today, let me know down below. I would love to show you. But really, I just want to end off this video saying you are all beautiful. You don't need to Photoshop your body into big ass, thin thighs, thin waist. Some people have that body type naturally and others don't, and that's okay. You don't need to change yourself because as long as you are happy with who you are, you're the one that has to live with yourself every day. You're the one that has to wake up in the morning and live your life, not other people. Who the f cares what other people think? But yeah, with that being said, I love you guys so much, and I thought that that was a very personal thing I wanted to share with you. I don't think it's been done before, but you know, if I expose myself a little, hopefully I could help someone in the future. But I love you guys so much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace, guys. Mwah.